So while I got Dallas Cowboy fans in a tizzy on Twitter, I'm out here enjoying life. So I'm just going to kind of back up what I was saying real quick about how I think Jalen Hurts will have more playoff wins than Dak Prescott. We probably ain't going to do the video out here. I just want to let y'all know I'm in a field of sunflowers while y'all mad.
You want Philly?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today we are going to have that talk. Have that talk that you might have to have with one of your friends. You know, I know me personally, I live in Florida, so maybe you don't live in Philadelphia or in the heart of Pennsylvania, right? So maybe you're surrounded by a lot of Cowboy fans. Maybe this is a talk that you've had to have. Maybe this is a talk you're going to need to have. And you know what? Joe Castro, Philly Fresco is here for you. So let's have this conversation. Now, before we do, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join that family. We are on the road to 4K. We would love for you guys to join that ride. I'm not one that likes to really bring up the Cowboys too much for the simple fact of you're going to see either in the comments or you're going to see on, you know, social medias. If you don't follow me on Twitter, this is kind of where this is all stemming from. You're going to see a lot of, oh, they have to talk about Dallas. All they do is talk about Dallas. If you know me, if you watch the channel, I'm not one of those guys. I really don't care about Dallas. I like to talk that talk when they're on the channel. I like to talk that talk when they come in the chat. Outside of that, could care less. But realistically, they are our rival, right? They're one of three other guys that we have to face twice a year. So we have to give them that acknowledgement. But I also want to give them the acknowledgement that your quarterback has been captaining, your team for the past 7 years and has one playoff win to show for it. So when a person like me gets on Twitter and says Jalen Hurts at the end of the day will have more playoff wins than Dak Prescott when it's all said and done, when they're both retired, they both hang it up. I don't think that that's crazy because we have said, and you have said, Dallas, that team stats are wins, right? Wins are a team stat is what I mean to say, right? So when you go into that and you start to break that saying down, right? You guys love to say that. So when you start to break that down, your team refuses to put pieces around its quarterback. You did it for 1 year. You guys didn't do anything, and now look at you. You have a lot of young talent at that wide receiving spot. Yeah, CD Lamb might be great. Michael Gallup, when he comes back, he might still be pretty good. We'll see what happens, right? But you lost an Amari Cooper. You lost an offensive lineman that was a starter for your team last year. You know what I'm saying? You lost a defensive lineman who was a starter for your team last year. You guys think that numbers just come and go. It's not just about that. So I'm not sitting here talking junk. I'm sitting here being honest. For me to say that Jalen Hurts can have more wins in the playoffs than the Cowboys quarterback Dakota Rayne Prescott is not that far-fetched. You look at how the team is built up. You look at how the general managers have proven that they are willing to build the team up. We can talk about your GM. I've talked to a lot of Cowboys people. We can talk to you about your GM, right? Your guy doesn't want to spend money. He doesn't want to take risks in free agency. This is all stuff I hear from you guys. So why is, if it's a team stat, right? We go back to the beginning of this. If it's a team stat, why is that not part of the team? So I say that our GM is one part of this whole equation, right? That he's one reason why I think Jalen Hurts at the end of it, if he stays our quarterback, obviously that's the caveat, but I said what I said, so I'm not going to sit here and add it to it. I think that he will show enough this year to remain our quarterback, and this is why I'm saying this. You look at the team structure, you look at how the team is willing to structure its team around a certain player, right? Last year, the last 8 games, we changed our whole coaching mentality, right? We were a pass-first team, we turned into a run-first team, and we did damn good at it. We became the #1 rushing team in the league for the whole season, not just those last 8 games, even though we were rushing at historic clips. So what I say that to say this: you guys have an older coach who is set in his ways, that wants to do a certain thing. If he doesn't have the players, that will fail. Our coaching staff has proven that you give us pieces and we'll figure something out. I worry about our defensive coordinator, and that's a story for another day, but I will give you that. I know that's going to be in the comments because I do worry about our coordinator. We'll see what he does with his pieces, but that's fair to assume should get better when you look at the pieces that he added to it. I don't think that it's unfair or crazy or out of this world to say that staff is going to get better with the addition of the players that they want, the type of players that they want. We've seen so many great players go to terrible systems and fail because of the system. So don't give me that you add talent to a system, it doesn't get better. It's just not how that works. So I said the coaching staff, I say the GM willing to work with what he's got. Again, the coaching staff willing to work around what they have and doing it in very good way. I mean, our running game was not just good, it was historic, right? Like, we're not just talking about they started rushing for 100 yards here and there. They were winning games with the ground game. Obviously, it wasn't, you know, something that you can bring into the playoffs. Tampa went out there and whooped our tail. So now we're asking Jalen Hurts to take that next step. That's the biggest question mark, in my opinion. That's the biggest, he has to do that in order for this to kind of be true. And even so, I don't think so. I think that the team around him will drag him to some playoffs. We've seen it with other quarterbacks. If he continues to be good enough that he's not giving up the ball, he's not, you know, turning over the ball at a high clip, which he doesn't do, especially as a run first quarterback in a lot of people's eyes. You would think he had a lot more fumbles than he actually does. He's not out there, you know, flagrant with the ball. So you add that to everything, right? You start adding all this up together. And what do? You get a guy that has everything on his shoulders. A guy that now he knows, I have my best friend at wide receiver and two very premier young talents at that wide receiver spot. So I have no excuse. I have a top 5 tight end. And yes, I said it, top 5. I don't care about those Madden ratings. You can at me about Kyle Pitts. I'm putting him over Kyle Pitts. I don't care. So I'm saying top 5 tight end. You have the best offensive line per PFF. So take it for what you want, but per PFF, we have the best offensive line going into next year, and they're mostly young, outside of Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson. And don't get me wrong, those are big pieces we're going to have to refill, but you look at a Luke Juergens hopefully stepping in there. You look at, you know, the right tackle spot, you got a Jack Driscoll, you got a couple guys that can fight for that position, and you still have first-round picks. You have second-round picks. So the outlook for this team and what Jalen Hurts can do with this team, he just can't go out there and start losing us games. We need you to be better as a passer. I think that will come with time, right? That comes with time, being able to kind of read defenses a little bit earlier, reading what cornerbacks want to do to you, kind of getting the ball out ahead of time, anticipatory, type throws instead of just, you know, he's open now, let me get it to where he is. You want to get it to where he's going. And those are all very, very fundamental and very good arguments. I can't say nothing about that. Does Jalen Hurts have a bunch of question marks around him? He definitely does. But this team, and I'll say it about the next quarterback as well. I definitely will, because you look at how this team is built, you look at how they're willing to build, and it screams to me that they're going to take chances to be competitive. We had 1 year off, guys. I see a lot in the Twitter talking about, oh, what have you guys done? We have been consistently in the playoffs. No, we haven't won 5 Super Bowls. Congratulations. Congratulations that your grandfather told you some cool stories. I'm really, really happy for you. I really am. And I don't want to take that away from you. Like, I hope that after this video, you be like, you know what? It's okay to be afraid of the Philadelphia Eagles. They might be really good this year, or they might be really good next year. They might be just a perennially good team, and I'm a Cowboys fan, and I have to remember what my grandfather told me. So I hope that you go back to those VHS tapes. I hope that you go dust off those old rings. I hope you get that old Michael Irvin, jersey that you got signed from your great-great-grandfather and all that. I hope you get it all. I hope you get it all, and I hope that you get on videotape or get on Twitter and you boast about the boys. I hope you scream that it's your year, because that's all you ever do. The Philadelphia Eagles actually go to playoff games. We actually win games. You guys beat us 3 times in a row, and that is like your Super Bowl. So I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't want to get too far off tangent, which I know I already did. But Jalen Hurts is in a position, and any quarterback that comes into this team, whether it be next year, if Jalen Hurts doesn't work out, is in a far better position going forward than Dak Prescott is. You guys just don't have the resources and refuse to spend the resources that you do have to build around him. And I don't think that that's crazy to think. You guys have said it to me, so I don't know. I'm sure that this is going to get a bunch of hate, and I'm cool with that. I'm actually all right with that. I am all right with that. You guys can be upset, because I think that Jalen Hurts, again, will win more playoff games. than Dak Prescott when all is said and done. If you think differently, let me know in the comments. Other than that, y'all know what it is. I'm about to go back to the sunflower field because I'm a little bit too hyped now. I need to calm down. But y'all know what it is, man. This flag was flying. We are out here. Peace!
Eagles flag everywhere. This is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly was flying on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird game nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling with Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man soft. Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph. Season here, early time to do 'em in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.